And the far left is all about, look at how good I am. What they read on Twitter or on Facebook, this is the popular thing to say, so I can sit here in the dinner party and being the nice guy. I have a lot of female friends and a lot of gay friends and queer friends who say, oh, we are supporting Palestine. Yeah, but Palestine will not support you, dear friend. So that is kind of just another thing where I say, why?
Hello, my name is Rudy Rochman. I'm out here in Denmark, Copenhagen. We're going to do a few interviews with some people to see how the public reacts when they're asked what do they think about Israel and what do they think about the Jewish people. Let's see what they have to say.
What I don't understand is why so many Western medias are so against Israel. I have a lot of female friends and a lot of gay friends and queer friends who say, oh, we are supporting Palestine. Yeah, but Palestine will not support you, dear friend. So that is kind of just another thing where I say, why? I mean, it is kind of course you can show your goodness bling and I have the right opinion and everything, but there's not a lot of common sense in it. Most of the Danish media is really portraying Israel as the bad guy, which is kind of just some I don't know, it's probably because a lot of the media people who are in charge today were young in the 70s and still sitting in their university dogma about Israel as the bad guy. And if you go back in history, where else should the Jews go? They were there first. And another thing, the Jews have never really wanted to take over the world. The Jews don't go out and do a lot of
proselytize.
Exactly. If I want to be a Jew, then I really have to work on it. It's not like Jews are going out and say, hey, come and join us. Like, for example, Christianity and Islam. So sometimes I'm just a little bit like, what is the f***ing problem about Israel? And that is a discussion that I have with some of my Danish friends as well. Yeah, but the Jews have no right to Israel. You're simply too small-minded, and you're too vindictive, and you're too cruel for me.
The reason why I think today it's so popular, especially on the left, to be anti-Israel is because the left has become the far left.
Yes.
The same way the right, when it's the far right, it becomes very anti-Semitic.
Exactly, yeah.
The far left, the same thing, becomes very anti-Semitic as well.
Yeah.
And what I've seen, there's been a movement for the past 20 years trying to convince the left, which supports LGBTQ+ rights, women rights, Native American rights, Hispanic rights, black rights, all sorts of identities, and convincing them that their source of suffering is either the same thing that Israel is doing to the Palestinians, or that they themselves are the cause for their suffering. And so the far right's anti-Semitism is basically saying, oh, there's a problem in society, that's the Jew. Economic situation, post-World War I, the Jew. Coronavirus, let's blame the Jews. Black plague, let's blame, that's the right's anti-Semitism. The far left's anti-Semitism is taking the things that they see within a society that is wrong, homophobia, racism, apartheid, genocide, colonialism, and instead of having that deep shame that they have of their own society that they come from and looking within, they have an outlet, and that outlet is the Jews or Israel, and they place all those ideas on Israel, and they don't even really care about Palestinians because Palestinians are dying by the thousands in Syria, by the hundreds of thousands of refugee camps in Lebanon and in Jordan, but they don't talk about that.
No.
They only talk about it when it can be used and manipulated against Israel.
Yes. And the far left is all about, look at how good I am. Even as a gay man, I'm so against all the identity politics. And as you say, you're very right about it. These people are just broadcasting their right opinions. What they read on Twitter or on Facebook, this is the popular thing to say, so I can sit here in the dinner party and being the nice guy. And there's no real reason behind it. They haven't really investigated their opinion, and they don't know why they have that opinion, except that, oh, that is what makes me look good. And that is useless, and that's actually dangerous. And these people should kind of honestly just stay away from the discussion.
Last question that we have. Over here to the right, we have the Jewish synagogue. And on both sides of the streets entering the synagogue, there's the army. And the reason it exists, as Danish, you probably know, there was an attack on the Jewish community. There have been several other attempts and a lot of threats. What do you think about the fact that in this society, there exists such a level of threat against the Jewish community that you have to have the army outside of their center?
That is, I mean, that is so not Danish. I could understand it in other countries. Maybe I could understand it in Germany or France, in some places in the United States. But here in Denmark, as you we need military. It's insane. It's insanity on a higher level.
And this is a reality that exists all throughout Europe.
Exactly.
In Italy, in Netherlands, all countries, there's actually the army. And it's not just because it's there for show. There's actually a threat against the Jewish community.
My heart goes out to Jews all over the world, because I lived in New York for a long time. I met so many nice Jewish people, and And I never really met a Jew that I don't like, and who is not really articulated and well educated and know what's going on. Sometimes when people are kind of arguing that Israel should be abolished and Israel should be kind of, well, what are you going to do about it? Because it's never going to happen. I mean, you can sit down there and be frustrated about it for the next 1,000 years, but it will not happen. Israel will not disappear.